Hi everybody, I'm Trevor Pawl, and today we are busting some common EV myths. So actually, over the life of a vehicle, EVs release 70% less carbon emissions than internal combustion engine vehicles. On top of that, you could make the argument that some of the materials or components in a battery come from places that have human rights violations. Well, the truth is, right here in Michigan, there are companies that are changing the chemistry of these batteries, so there's no issues, or maybe there's a geopolitical situation. Also, as it relates to the grid and some of the ways that we do get our energy, Michigan's doing an amazing job switching to renewables from wind to solar. So in a few years, we won't worry about some of the pollution that you would need to charge your vehicle, well, because there will be no pollution. So, myth busted. So there are hundreds of charging stations across Michigan that are public, and thousands in places like your garage or an office park. And there are more being added every single day. Sometimes you want to drive your EV up north, and sometimes there's some range anxiety there where you're not sure you can charge once you get up there. That's why the state's creating signature projects like the Lake Michigan Circuit, which will be the signature EV route with reliable charging options up and down the lake. Also, we're partnering with state parks, we're partnering with national parks to make sure that when you're in those rural areas, your car can charge. Not to mention, through federal funds that we've received, $110 million will be invested to build new charging stations across the state. Finally, we're also thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. So in Michigan, for the first time in North America, we are doing a wireless charging road where the road charges the vehicle as it's in motion. This works for delivery vans, transit vehicles. We're thinking about those too. Myth busted. Guess what? What you don't have is a gasoline pump in your garage. You will have a charger in your garage. So there's a chance you may not even need to stop. Now, the really cool part about charging stations is that there are different types of charging stations. So in places like a park, where say you're going for a hike and you won't be back to your car for a few hours, that's okay, that charger works for you. But there are faster chargers that can get you out of there in 20, 30, 40 minutes if you need them, and they are in places where you need to move fast. And on top of that, the technology is still evolving, and that's the really cool part. So in 5 years, it's going to take less time. In 10 years, it's going to take less time. And that's kind of how it worked with gasoline-powered vehicles. So when you look at things net-net, myth busted. The average cost for a new car is around $46,000, $47,000 right now. And if you look at just one example, the Ford F-150 Lightning, that's the lowest cost to own F-150 that Ford's ever created over the life of the vehicle. You are saving so much money over the midterm and the long term of owning that vehicle. Sure, EVs are gonna be a little bit more expensive. It's new technology. But if you look at the Bolt, for example, Chevy Bolt, you can buy one starting at $26,000, $27,000. Myth busted. We're gonna need more power if there's gonna be more EVs on the road. But the really cool part is those vehicles can give power back into the grid. There's bidirectional charging technologies that will actually allow some companies to make revenue off of their electric vehicles because they'll be energy storage devices. So it's a whole new set of parameters and business models that are gonna allow us to meet the capacity that we need to scale electric vehicles. Not to mention, America and countries all over the world are making historic investments to battle climate change, but also prepare our infrastructure for the future. That includes the grid. What's really cool is policymakers are working with business leaders to sort of tackle that one as well. So I would say myth busted.